And good afternoon, everyone. This is Kilo Charlie 9, Victor Kilo Victor. My name is Jim, and this is the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG network. This is a directed network, and I am net control. If at any time during this net, should an emergency arise, please notify net control, and we'll stand by and allow those in need to access this frequency. Is there any priority or emergency traffic at this time? And hearing nothing, we will continue. This net is all about ham radio and being all that you can be. That's what our QSO-VLOG network is all about, trying to help people achieve the best sounding station possible. Thanks for dropping by. FYI, my background is 50 years in commercial broadcasting, where a lot of big bucks are spent on audio processing equipment and getting it set up correctly to get the loudest, fullest sounding station possible. Well, long story short, when I became a ham radio operator, I could hear immediately a large discrepancy in on-air technical proficiency. A lot of stations were running with very poor mic equalization, very muddy, with little articulation. And as I continued to work stations, I realized most of the stations were also running very low average peak modulation, many around 30% of average peak modulation. So with my background, I felt I could help, or at least try. I knew that most modern-day ham transceivers did have enough onboard processing equipment to be able to overcome most all of the problems. So it would just be a matter of developing a generic dynamic range setup procedure and then adjusting the onboard EQ gear. And so I started the QSO-VLOG network with the phrase, if you have a radio you want to check out, give us a shout. And today we're currently featuring over 1,600 QSO-VLOG Aircheck recordings. Our mission statement for the network is to establish a higher technical level of radio transmissions of the human voice by the intelligent utilization of available electronics in current amateur radio transceivers. Our setup, while generic in nature, converts the average 10 dB dynamic range transmitter with an average 30% of peak modulation to a much fuller 3 dB dynamic range with an average 80 to 85% of peak modulation. This substantial boost in audio transmit level is extremely beneficial in high noise levels and heavy QRM. It allows you to punch through when others fail. The second part of our transmitter setup has to do with proper mic equalization. We're looking to optimize the transmitted voice for a higher degree of intelligibility through the use of EQ patterns that bring out the articulation aspects of the human voice. Again, why need to hear the voice if you can't understand the words? Also this afternoon on the receive side, we're running 4 Internet SDR receivers, monitoring New York, Pennsylvania, Atlanta, and Arlington, Virginia, trying to get the best out of our 100-watt friends. Now, the audio from these 4 SDR receivers comes up on a 6-position rotary selector. Also in this selector is our local receiver audio. And today our local receiver is running 2 large 10-foot vertical magnetic loop antennas, one aimed north and south, the other east and west. The north and south mag loop can be rotated. They are selected by a 3-position rotary selector. Position 3 of the selector is a co-phase option that many times is 3 to 4 dB hotter than mag loop 1 or 2 by themselves. Also today on the transmit side, we'll be running our no SWR specially oriented dipole antenna. One leg of this dipole is broadside to Montreal, Canada. The other leg is broadside to Miami, Florida. As we were constructing our station, our mantra was 20 over from Montreal to Miami with a hotspot through the Carolinas. And although conditions may vary, the general performance of this antenna supports its mission. Also today, we'll be running our input source indicator. So when we switch from an Internet SDR receiver to our local receiver, you'll be able to hear the switch and see the switch. You'll have to check it out on our YouTube QSO-VLOG video. As we come together for another Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net, let us pause just a moment for the amateur radio operator's prayer. Lord, we pray for clear 20 over S9 communications today. Let all our transmissions fill the air and reach their destinations QSA-5 to be understood by all. And as we pray for good radio conditions, let us also pray for good human conditions. During this time of pandemic that has challenged us all, we pray that you will protect everyone, especially our elderly. And also, Lord, we seek your divine intervention to bring peace to a very divided United States. As we go through a very conflicting time in America's history, with dark clouds all around, we pray that you will reduce life's daily political QRM between our brothers and sisters. And through your love and guidance, show us the way to find peace and harmony. Help us to communicate with one another 20 over S9. Thank you, Lord, and God bless and protect America. Amen. To continue, since this is an area of the band where we have many nets trying to operate in a very confined area, I would appreciate all stations checking into our QSO-VLOG net to keep their bandpass to no wider than 100 to 2900. Again, please, no wider than 100 to 2900. This is the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG network. And now let's check in and see if Charlie, K1GCL, is on frequency to bring us up to date on the latest 40-meter band propagation. Charlie's QTH is up north in northern New Hampshire, near the Canadian border. Charlie, got a copy?
The Canadian border. Charlie, got a copy? There in a minute, Jim. Yeah, I'll be there in a minute, Jim. I got an important phone call. I'll be right back.
Roger, roger, Charlie. No problem, sir. Do what you need to do. This is the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net. My name is Jim, better known in some circles as Dr. VKV, and we record live from now until 5, and along the way, if you need assistance in setting up your transmitter, that's what we also do. If you do a call letter search for KC9VKV, followed by today's date, 8/13/21, that will take you to this recording. Call letter search on YouTube, KC9VKV, followed by today's date, 8/13/21. That will take you to this recording. Now, if you just go to YouTube and do the simple call letter search, that will take you to our QSO-VLOG page. And right now, we do have 1,800 QSO-VLOG recordings. I think we said earlier 1,600. We're temporarily confused. We have 1,800 QSO-VLOG recordings now for you to peruse through and say, hey, I like his audio. I don't like his audio. I like my audio better. It's all a matter of options. That's the neat thing about radio and our QSO-VLOG net. When you go through those recordings, you'll be able to hear, all different kinds of voices and modulations. Most of them we have set up, so they're very similar as far as, being loud, although, we do have propagation differences that we have to deal with. Mother Nature tends to be the final deciding factor on whether we do or don't make contact. So, all things are equal provided Mother Nature says so. So now let's check in and see if Charlie might be back with us up in New Hampshire. K1GCL, Charlie, got a copy?
This up in New Hampshire, K1GCL, Charlie, got a copy?
Charlie's still on his phone call, obviously, so we might as well get on with it. If you have a radio that you want to check out, give me a shout.
Get on with it. If you have a radio that you want to check out, give me a shout.
Kilo Juliet 4, Alpha, Mike, Alpha.
Alpha, Mike, Alpha, come back with your call sign slowly, phonetically, please.
Alpha, come back with your call sign slowly, phonetically, please.
Yeah, roger that, Jim. The call sign here is Kilo Juliet 4, Alpha, Mike, Alpha. Name is Ashton, and I'm in the northeast part of the state of Georgia, over.
Roger, roger. And what was the name again?
Roger, roger. And what was the name again?
My name is Ashton, spelled Alpha Sierra Hotel Tango Oscar November.
Said Ashton?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Alrighty, and Ashton, what radio are you running today, sir?
Alrighty, and Ashton, what radio are you running today, sir?
This is a FT 101.
101 what?
101 what?
D, FTDX 101D as in Delta.
Roger, Roger. Well, let me see. Gosh, if you'll give me about 10 seconds and tell me about your antenna system, I'll take a look at your audio, Roger.
And tell me about your antenna system, I'll take a look at your audio, Roger.
Yeah, roger that. Well, the antenna system is somewhat simple. It's just a 40-meter dipole up about, I want to say it's close to 45 feet, maybe 50 feet. It's sloped a little bit, almost directly over the roof of the house. And the coax just comes straight down to a junction box that I have outside with a few other antennas connected to it, but just operating a 40-meter dipole and 100 watts. Over.
Roger, Ashton. Okay, I've looked at your audio. It looks like to be about 4 dB wide, as far as the level. So maybe we can reduce that down just a little bit, just to check a couple of things. You have your compressor on and at a 3. Is that a Roger?
A couple of things. You have your compressor on and at a 3. Is that a Roger?
Let's see, the processor is on and it's at about a level of 30 right now. Processor is at level 30 and the mic gain is at 32.
Okay, so that's 30 out of 100, Roger?
Okay, that's 30 out of 100, Roger.
Roger that.
All right, so the ALC, your compressor is set properly. Let's move on to your ALC now. What I want you to do with the mic in hand, I want you to speak rather rapidly, 100, 200, 300, 400, as you're looking at your ALC. And we want that ALC meter to be running at mid-scale to 2/3. Mid-scale to 2/3, and you're going to adjust that by way of your mic gain control. Roger?
Adjust that by way of your mic gain control, Roger.
Roger that. 100, 200, 300, 100, 200, 300, 100, 200, 300, 100, 200, 300. Looks like it's about mid-scale right now. Is that okay?
Just a little bit warmer than that, just a little bit hotter. Mid-scale to 2/3. The ideal sweet spot is right between mid-scale and 2/3, but you have to have an operating area. So what we want you to do is set it up mid-scale to 2/3, just a little bit warmer than mid-scale, Roger.
Set it up mid-scale to 2/3, just a little bit warmer than mid-scale, Roger.
Roger, okay. 100, 200, 300, 100, 200, 300, 100, 200. That's scale of the ALC meter, over. Bumping the 2/3 area of the scale of the ALC meter, over.
Roger, now do you know where your equalization page is?
Roger, now do you know where your equalization page is?
I do, and it's turned off right now, but I'm getting to that right now.
All righty, and let me know when you get there.
And let me know when you get there.
Okay, I've got, is it the TX audio? That's the menu that I'm in right now.
Roger, SSB TX audio. And what are your readings at the moment? Is that a 3-band EQ first?
What are your readings at the moment? Is that a 3-band EQ first?
I didn't copy that last statement there.
I'm sorry, is that a 3-band EQ?
I'm sorry, is that a 3-band EQ?
I am not sure.
All right, when you go to that equalization page, does it talk about 3 controls, treble, mid-range, and bass, or what?
Mid-range and bass, or what?
It's got a bunch of different parametric equalizer levels, bandwidth, and frequency. Parametric EQ1, EQ2. Scrolling down, it does have the EQ3 is on here, but they've all got a frequency level and bandwidth parameters that can be supported.
Roger, Ashton. Okay, well, let me step back just a moment and verify that you're in passband 100 to 2900. That your passband is set to 100 to 2900. Is that a Roger?
Your passband is set to 100 to 2900. Is that a Roger?
Yeah, let me get in and make sure that it is. I thought that it was. passband is 1 to 2900 hertz. Is that what you were looking for?
100 to 2900. Is that a Roger?
100 through 2900. Is that a Roger?
Roger.
Okay, that's the only way you should run that radio. There's no reason to compromise. 100 to 2900. If you have options of other band passes, set them all to 100 to 2900. It just makes no sense to run that radio any other way. All right, so now we'll go back to our EQ, and what I want is something. You have different frequencies. I'm assuming that's maybe an 8-band parametric EQ. So what I want is for everything from, I'll say 500 cycles to 1500 cycles. I want those all to be flat. Flat EQ from 500 to 1500 KC. All those should be flat. Roger?
KC. All those should be flat. Roger?
Roger that, okay.
All right, now looking for something around 2500 to 3K, an adjustment 2500 to 3K. Do you have anything in that area?
An adjustment 2500 to 3K. Do you have anything in that area?
I do. It's called Parametric Equalizer 3 frequency, and it's set at 2200 right now.
All right, increase that plus 4 or plus 5. Plus 5 clicks from where it is, Roger?
4, or plus 5. Plus 5 clicks from where it is, Roger?
Stand by just a second, Ashton. My main squeeze here is squeezing me out. Milford, PA, SDR has a tendency to just all the time kicking me off. I'm going to take them to court. I'm kidding. I'm back on Milford now. Come back and let me copy you just for a minute.
Come back and let me copy you just for a minute.
That audio test 1, 2, 3 Kilo Juliet 4 Alpha Mike Alpha.
Roger. So we boosted that one control at 2200. We boosted that by 5 clicks or 4 clicks?
5 clicks or 4 clicks?
It was 5 clicks.
All right. Now, what's the one above that? What frequency range is the one above that?
What frequency range is the one above that?
The next one is, let's see. The next one above that one is called Parametric Equalizer 2 frequency, and it's set to 900.
Okay, is it one going the other way? Higher?
One going the other way? Higher?
It is set to 200.
Hello?
Hello?
Hello, Ashton, you still there?
Hello, Ashton, you still there?
Yeah, KC9VKV, KJ4AMA. I'm still here. The next one down is set to 200.
I want to go the other way. Is there any adjustment above 2200K, 2.2K? Is there another adjustment above that?
2.2K. Is there another adjustment above that?
That's the thing. It's a little confusing the way it's laid out. Everything is just labeled parametric equalizer 1, 2, and 3. And the one that you mentioned earlier, the closest one to that frequency range was the one that was set to 2200, and I increased that one. But if I go direct up on the menu, there's a parametric equalizer 2 frequency that's set to 900, and then there's the one below it would be parametric equalizer 1, one frequency, and that is set to 200. If that, I know that sounds confusing.
Roger, well, gosh, listening to you, I think you've struck the jackpot. I think it's perfect. You have very nice articulated equalization now in your audio, and your modulation index is 3 dBs, so that means average 80 to 85% average peak modulation. So, Ashton, I think we're in good shape now, Roger. Tell me in about 10 or 15 seconds about your radio and the thing you like best about your radio.
Seconds about your radio and the thing you like best about your radio.
Yeah, roger that. It's a fairly new radio for me. I had a Yaesu 450 for a long time, and it was just a really good radio, very simple radio. And I think the thing that I like the most about this one is, honestly, it's the band scope. It's really cool to be able to click through the bands and see activity just about instantaneously. I've got it set to where I have a pretty broadband view of the scope, and I can just about see the entire band. And it's just neat at the push of a button to be able to see if there really is activity, or just, or move on to another band pretty quickly, which is probably, maybe that's not the best approach, because if everybody's doing that, the band could very well be open, and maybe we would never know. Roger that.
Oh, yes. Well, you never know anyway, even if you think you do. Mother Nature has an ace in the back of her slip that she, plays every chance she gets. So, even though you think you know something, Mother Nature knows otherwise. But, Ashton, I think our job here is done, buddy. I think you're on top. Sounds good. If you would like to hear your audio, if you go to YouTube and do a call letter search for Kilo Charlie 9, Victor Kilo Victor, followed by today's date, 8/13/21, it will take you directly to this recording, and give us a couple of days to get it uploaded, Roger.
And give us a couple of days to get it uploaded, Roger.
Roger that. Well, Jim, I appreciate you very much. Thank you for your time, and thank you for what you do here. And I'll definitely give that a listen, and I'll let you get on down the line. That KC9VKV, appreciate it again, and I hope to catch you sometime soon. KJ4 AMA 73.
Roger, Ashton 73, sir. Have a good follow afternoon, evening, and a great weekend coming up. This is KC9VKV, the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
QSO-VLOG net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Here's 4AOW.
Something Indian LW, sir. Come back slowly phonetically with your call sign.
Indian LW, sir. Come back slowly phonetically with your call sign.
November 4, Alpha Oscar Whiskey.
Alpha Oscar Whiskey. Roger, what's the name there?
Well, you said November 4, Alpha Oscar Whiskey. Roger, what's the name there?
Alpha Oscar Whiskey. What's the name there?
Alpha Oscar Whiskey. What's the name there?
Name is John.
Roger, John, whereabouts you be, sir? What's your location?
Roger, John, whereabouts you be, sir? What's your location?
About 20 miles east of Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Roger, John, and what radio are you running today, sir?
Roger, John, and what radio are you running today, sir?
TS 590 Wood.
It's a Tom Sawyer 590 what?
It's a Tom Sawyer 590 what?
Yeah, TS 590 Kenwood and a Tokyo high power amplifier.
Roger. Well, how high power is that amplifier, John?
Roger. Well, how high power is that amplifier, John?
It's a kilowatt. Roger that.
Roger, John. Well, it sounds pretty good down this way. I'm reading you. It looks to be about, come back and tell me about 10 seconds worth of your antenna system, and let me look at your audio and your signal.
10 seconds worth of your antenna system. Let me look at your audio and your signal.
Yeah, roger that. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm running the processor, so I should actually be pushing things as far as the audio and modulation and all that stuff, but anyway, yeah, you let me know, because I heard your preamble and heard the a lot of stations. Tell you what, I do, and I'll tell you, do a lot of VHF stuff, and I even put a 80-foot surplus forest fire tower up in the backyard, and put my VHF shack in it, and sometimes I'll get stations that they just lack the modulation. There's just not the deviation there and stuff, and it's hard to hear them. They're not 100%, but
Frequencies in use, please.
there a little bit to push through the noise. Anyway, but yeah, I never heard that average folks were as low on audio as you mentioned earlier. So anyway, got a double. No, I'm sorry, that's my 75 meter. The antenna I'm on right now is about a 33-foot tall vertical antenna. 30-foot vertical antenna. Not a whole lot of ground radials. I think there's 14 of them. So there you go. And like I said, I'm down here east of Chattanooga, south of a town called Cleveland, Tennessee. So back to net control in 480.
Roger, John, we're looking for 10 to 15 second situations here. If you get long, sometimes you might talk yourself right out of conditions. So we want to keep them, 10 to 15 seconds. Okay, so I've looked at your audio, and you look to be, like maybe 1 dB, 2 dB dynamic range. And what happens is, when we get too fat, our words start to blur together. So what I want you to do is double check your compressor. We want to set that at a 3. I only want to run that compressor at about a 3. Roger?
A 3. I only want to run that compressor at about a 3. Roger?
Yeah, I'm sorry, there's a little fading there. I actually did not copy what you wanted me to do.
Roger, John, I want you to set your compressor at a 3. Double check to see where your compressor is set, and we want it at a 3. A 3 on the compressor. Roger, John?
And we want it at a 3. A 3 on the compressor. Roger, John?
Negative. I heard you say Roger, but I did not hear what you wanted me to do. Try again.
Relay for you, John.
We may have conditions that exceed our unfavorable situation here. John, you're going to try this a little bit, but, could be, propagation may not be the best today, but as part of our setup procedure, the beginning would be for you to set your compressor at a 3. Compressor at a 3 on the beginning of our setup. Roger?
Compressor at a 3 on the beginning of our setup. Roger?
Okay, I had the processor at 48, so I put the processor at 30. You said 3, but there is no 3. Well, I guess there is a 3. Let me go down to 3. All right, we're down here. We're at 3. We had the processor at we went to 100, so we're 3 on the processor.
Roger, John, that's 3 out of 10, 30 out of 100. All we would need is a third of your compressor. A third of the capabilities of the compressor, a 3 out of 10, a 30 out of 100. 30 out of 100, 3 out of 10. Roger, John?
30 out of 100, 3 out of 10. Roger, John?
No, I better go ahead and sign off. Because if I am so far off, like I said, I've been talking to people for a long time. with a 48 processor. And if I need to take it down to a 3, I've got some serious issues. So let me go ahead and sign off and listen here. So thanks for the help. N4AOW.
Yeah, John, that was 30 out of 100. 30 out of 100 is what we're looking for. A third of the processor. 30 out of 100. Roger, John?
Processor. 30 out of 100. Roger, John?
Okay, here is 30. Here is 30. The other station came in and said it was not 3, but 30. So here's 30.
Roger, John. Thank you, other station. Okay, then, John, what I want you to do is move to your ALC with mic gain in hand, and I want you to, while speaking fairly rapidly, 100, 200, 300, I want you to adjust your mic gain until your ALC meter is running mid-scale to 2/3. Mid-scale to 2/3 on the ALC meter by way of mic gain manipulation.
2/3 on the ALC meter by way of mic gain manipulation.
Okay, I'm getting some signal fade on the neck.
Maybe somebody could relay for me, I guess. Gosh, I didn't realize I was so in the mud.
Somebody could relay for me, I guess. Gosh, I didn't realize I was so in the mud.
That I talked to in the morning that I'll have to take them aside and really evaluate my station here. So I obviously got some issues here. Thanks for the help, and go ahead to the next station. I don't want to tie it up. N4AOW.
Roger, John. Sorry for the signal strength. Gosh, I guess we're just not getting out today. We usually do fairly well, but what we were saying was that after you get that compressor in there to 30 out of 100, then to go to your ALC while you speak really rapidly and adjust your ALC by way of mic gain control to where it's running mid-scale to 2/3. But I know you can't copy me, so I'll say 73, John. You have a great afternoon, beautiful weekend, and maybe we can work another Friday afternoon when we have better propagation. This is the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
QSO-VLOG net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Was somebody calling Charlie K1GZO?
Yeah, this is me. I got stuck.
K1GZO?
Yeah, this is me. I got stuck on the phone with a diabetic nurse. He called me up and I was expecting all day and just happened to hit at the wrong time. Go ahead.
Well, no. Any call like that hits at the right time, Charlie. I mean, you got to do what you got to do to, have done what needs to be done. So, gosh, whatever the conditions are, you have to take care of business first, and then we'll do the radio thing.
Take care of business first, and then we'll do the radio thing.
Yeah, okay. I'm sorry about that. By the way, next week I will not be on. I will not be on at this time next week. I've got other procedures I have to have checked out, and eventually I'm going to have a stent, or they're going to have to put something up my leg to straighten out calcification in my aorta that goes into my heart. Is in fine shape, but they've got to clean all that up. So everything is happening at once. Jim, I'm sorry about that. K1GZL.
Roger, Charlie. Well, I know exactly the situation there, and don't worry about it. Everything's going to be fine. And like I say, you need to just concentrate on doing what you need to do. If you need to run at the moment, I'll understand. Roger, Roger.
If you need to run at the moment, I'll understand. Roger, Roger.
Yeah, I've got a couple of minutes now. I'm off the phone. But there's a lot of static here, and it's 86 degrees. No, 85. 85 degrees out in the shade when I checked it out about 45 minutes ago, and sunny and hazy. Very, very hazy. So we're in a very warm weather for this time of year up here, Jim. KC9VKV, K1GZL.
Roger, Charlie. We've been having some pretty warm temperatures down here. Yesterday, it was. I looked out the thermometer gauge out by the front door, and it was 98 degrees in the shade. 98 degrees in the shade. Man, that is warm, Roger.
8 degrees in the shade. Man, that is warm, Roger.
It is so warm, I think I would have evaporated, completely lost it. I've never seen a temperature that high here in the 39 years I've lived here. 90 is as high as I've ever seen it, and I've seen that 93 times. Go ahead.
Roger that. Well, I have been working on an ambulance truck RV, and so I have air conditioning installed on the truck in the box, and gosh, it was down to 70. I think it was 75 degrees. So it was 20. No, it was better than that. It was 72 degrees. So it was like a 22-degree difference between the outside temperature and the inside temperature. So the AC in the truck is doing a number, Roger.
The inside temperature. So the AC in the truck is doing a number, Roger.
Oh yeah, I should say so. No, it makes a difference. Our normal high right now is 70 degrees on this date, and the normal nighttime low is about 54.
So we're just starting to go over the hill, and the daily average is beginning to drop. But I imagine that felt
great. We're able to take care of it. By the way, my tape recorder is acting up. I can't get it to work. I don't know. I've got another one, but I don't know if that's going to work.
But anyway, Jim, I won't hold it too long. There may be people that would like to get a hold of you.
All right, but my diabetic highs and lows are a little out of whack. And I'm trying to determine if some of that is the medication I'm getting. They change you over on different medications, and sometimes negative things do happen. So I'll turn it back to you, Jim, and you sound fine in here. You absolutely sound fine. You're peaking about 5 over 9, but we do have static. It's pretty high. KC9VKV, K1GZL.
Roger, Charlie. Well, Arlington SDR, for some reason, has fairly good low-frequency response. They're about the only SDR, Internet SDR, that really does have fairly linear low-frequency activity, say below 100, right at 100 cycles. It looks really good. Most of those Internet SDRs start rolling off at about 250 cycles, but Arlington does hang in there, and I was copying you on Arlington, and your curve really looks good down there, Roger.
Okay, are we coming in over the static level? Pretty well over the static.
Oh, Roger, I'm copying you either on Rochester or Milford, usually on Milford, but that last transmission you were about 15 over on Rochester, Roger.
Okay, so we still have short skip. Starting Sunday, we're going to cool down markedly here, and Monday we may not get above 66 to 70 degrees for a high, Jim. Well, look, I don't want to tie up everything here. I got to try to find out what happened to the tape recorder. It just doesn't want to work. He got, maybe it got overheated and got tired. I probably will not see you next week. I hope I will the following week. I hope. Unless I get hauled into the hospital for a procedure or something, but I don't know. KC9VKV, K1GZL.
Roger, Charlie. Well, next Friday I'll call for you, and if you're there, you're there, and if not, I'll press on. Roger.
And if you're there, and if not, I'll press on. Roger.
Roger. The only thing I can say is I'll try, but the chances are about 80% off. I won't be available. Okay, Jim. Good talking to you, and your audio is perfect. Yeah, you've got excellent. You've got that down exactly where it should be. I don't think you'd sound any different if you were talking to me in person sitting next to me than the way I hear you coming out of a big speaker I have up on the wall. 73, Jim. It's always a pleasure, of course. K1CZL.
Thank you, Charlie. 73, sir. Have a great afternoon, beautiful weekend, and may all your medical things work out just to your advantage, and be, just no problems. 73. This is KC9VKV, the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net. We're recording now live till 5, so if you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Recording now live till 5, so if you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
November 9, uniform X-ray.
That uniform station, come back again slowly phonetically with your call sign.
Uniform station, come back again slowly phonetically with your call sign.
November 9, uniform X-ray. 9, UX, named Rick.
Roger, Rick. Got you. And what's your location, sir?
Got you. And what's your location, sir?
Oh, Northeast Indiana, Jim.
Roger, Rick. And what radio are you running today, sir?
Roger, Rick. And what radio are you running today, sir?
Running the ICOM 7300 with the ICM microphone.
Roger. Well, Wes, why don't you give me about 10 or 15 seconds and tell me about your antenna system, and let me look at your audio.
Seconds and tell me about your antenna system, and let me look at your audio.
Okay, we're running a Delta loop, a Delta 8 loop. It's a upside down triangle fed by ladder line. It'll be a full wave on 6 through 40. It'll be a full wave on 40. We go about 800 watts. It'd be about 800 watts.
Roger. Well, I zoomed around on my SDRs, and you're doing about 15 over in Milford and Atlanta and Arlington, Virginia, so you're doing really well there. I do not have hardly a copy at all on my local antenna, where are you specifically in Indiana?
Where are you specifically in Indiana?
I'm clear up northeast up in Angola, Jim, all the way up by the Michigan line and Ohio line in the northeast corner, okay?
Roger. Well, let's see. Let's review what your audio setup is. We suggest in our setup that you engage your compressor at a 3. It's a token amount, but it does exactly what we need it to do. So compressor on and at a 3.
Exactly what we needed to do. So compressor on and at a 3.
Yeah, I didn't catch that, Jim. Try it again. I'm sorry.
Compressor on and at a 3. Compressor on and dialed in at a 3 out of 3 out of 10, 30 out of 100. You got to be so specific these days.
30 out of 100. You got to be so specific these days.
Yeah, right now compressor's at 6, mic gain's at 50. Treble's pace is -1 and treble's +4. That's where I'm at now.
All right, well, let's deal with those one by one. On the compressor, we want just a third of it, so it's a 3 out of 10 or 30 out of 100, Roger?
So it's a 3 out of 10 or 30 out of 100, Roger?
Okay, I've got it on the 3 now, Jim.
Okay, so I'm assuming that you're 0 to 10 on the input level of the compressor, Roger, and you're at a 3?
0 to 10 on the input level of the compressor, Roger, and you're at a 3?
Roger. 30% out of 0 from them on the compressor, Jim.
Yes, sir. Now move to your ALC with mic gain in hand, and as you speak fairly rapidly, 100, 200, 300, I want you to adjust your mic gain until your ALC meter is running mid-scale to 2/3. As you speak fairly rapidly, 100, 200, 300, and you do that so that ALC meter comes up and you can see what it's doing. If you didn't do that, you did 1, 2, 3. You never could see exactly where that meter is. So you have to cadence fairly quickly, 100, 200, 300, to get that meter up and look at it so you can adjust your mic gain until your ALC reading is mid-scale to 2/3.
Adjust your mic gain until your ALC reading is mid-scale to 2/3.
Okay. Let's get my mic gain there. I'm a little bit over my skill. ALC, it's about a 7, 8. Peaking out at a 10 there, maybe 3/4 scale.
Roger. So we want to stay out of the red. We only want to run it mid-scale to 2/3. Roger.
We only want to run it mid-scale to 2/3. Roger.
What was that, Jim? Try it again. 2/3 is too much?
No, mid-scale to 2/3. The ideal sweet spot is the area between mid-scale and 2/3. So if you just use your mic gain and adjust your ALC swing to where it's running between mid-scale and 2/3 peak. Roger.
ALC swing to where it's running between mid-scale and 2/3 peak. Roger.
Okay, Roger. That's about it right there. Real close there. Speaking normal. That's about right there, Jim, it looks like.
Yes, sir. That looks good. Now, do you know where your equalization is?
Yes, sir. That looks good. Now, do you know where your equalization is?
As far as my bass and treble, you mean?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, and then the sideband transmit treble it shows.
Roger. And to other station, the frequencies in use. Frequencies in use, QSO with the N9 UUX, Rick. And Rick is now on his equalization page. And Rick, I want you to tell me what the readings of your EQ adjustments are now.
You tell me what the readings of your EQ adjustments are now.
My transmit bass is -1.
Frequency is in use, sir. The Whistler frequency is in use. Try it up a few clicks or down, but this frequency is in use. Thank you. So, Rick, repeat again your EQ settings.
Thank you. So, Rick, repeat again your EQ settings.
Yeah, bass is -1, treble is +4.
Ah, treble's +4 already. Is that 4 out of 5?
Treble's +4 already. Is that 4 out of 5?
Roger.
Roger. I would take that on up to 5. Make it 5 out of 5. So we get some articulation going on your audio, Roger.
We get some articulation going on your audio, Roger.
Okay, I took it up to 5 there, Jim. I talked my normal voice there, and the bass is -1. Okay.
Yeah, I would leave bass just where it is. I think you got it now. Your intelligibility is what we're looking for, and it takes all forms. The first thing is in the EQ area to get bright, so your enunciation can be heard and not be muddy. You can be real loud, but still not be very articulated. So I think we've got that going on fairly well now, within the realms of your capabilities. Of course, we could always get brighter. I also wanted to check to be sure that you're running 100 to 2900 bandpass. 100 to 2900 bandpass.
Pass. What kind of data on me there, Jim?
Roger. Looking to double check that you're on the 100 to 2900 bandpass.
2900 bandpass.
Okay, I gotta go. How do I get there, Jim? To settings?
Yeah, to bandpass, you should have options there. And let me just give you notes. If you don't know exactly where they are, we want to set that ready. Double check to be sure that your radio is running 100 to 2900 bandpass. Roger.
2900 bandpass. Roger.
Okay, 100 to 2900 bandpass. I have to go find that there. Right back.
Or I'll just leave you with notes on that. I think we've got everything else covered. I think you're doing real well. Just double check to be sure you're running 100 to 2900. And if you're not, go ahead and put the radio in that bandpass. 100 to 2900. Roger.
100 to 2900. Roger.
Okay, now how do I get there, Jim, to the bandpass? I'm sorry, I forgot how to get there.
Roger, Roger. I would consult your book there. It should tell you about bandpass and how to get there, Roger.
Bandpass and how to get there, Roger.
Roger. No problem, Jim. I'll get the book on. Hey, thanks a lot there, Jim. They're still making a lot of noise and getting a lot of bands up and down, too.
Yeah, Roger. Well, takes all kinds, I guess. But anyway, thanks much there, Rick, and appreciate you dropping by. Again, if you want to hear your audio, if you go to YouTube and do a call letter search for Kilo Charlie 9, Victor Kilo Victor, followed by today's date, 8/13/21, that will take you to this recording. Give us a couple of days to get it uploaded, Roger.
Give us a couple of days to get it uploaded, Roger.
Okay, Jim, we got that wrote down there. Thanks a lot, and have a good day, and we'll let you go maybe pick somebody else up there. KC9, Victor, Kilo Victor, and 9UUX.
Roger, Rick, 73, sir. This is the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
To Oscar? Is that right? To Oscar, come back slowly, phonetically with your call sign.
Yeah, okay, very good, Jim. Yeah, you've got the suffix November X-ray. November X-ray 2 Oscar, over.
I got you, November X-ray 2 Oscar. That's what I heard. I've got a momentary brain freeze. And what's the name there?
The last gentleman, Romeo India Charlie Kilo, over.
Roger, Rick, and what is your location, sir?
My location is Rochester, New York, and I am on an ICOM 7300 as well.
Yes, sir. Well, okay, Rick, let's do the setup. It begins with your compressor on and at a 3, or a 30. 30 out of 100, 3 out of 10. 30 out of 100, 3 out of 10 on the compressor, Roger?
Yeah, Roger. The compressor is at 3, Jim, over.
Yes, sir. Now, you're running the supplied hand mic, is that a Roger?
Say again, Jim?
You're running the supplied hand mic? You're running the 7300 hand mic, is that a Roger?
Negative. I'm using an ICOM desk mic, SM30. SM30 desk mic.
Roger that. Okay, so we got our compressor at a 30. What I want you to do now is move to your ALC meter with mic gain in hand, and as you speak fairly rapidly, 100, 200, 300, I want you to adjust your mic gain until your ALC meter is reading mid-scale to 2/3. Mid-scale to 2/3 reading on your ALC meter by way of mic gain control adjustment.
Yeah, okay, Roger, Jim. 100, 200, Roger, Jim. 100, 200, 300, 100, 200, 300, 100, 200, 300. We've got the mic gain down to 14. We're still pretty heavy on the ALC, over.
Okay, now I thought I heard a couple of plosives there just a few moments ago. So I think you want to work that desk mic at least 4 inches away. Don't crowd that desk mic too much. Make it about 4 inches away, Roger?
About 4 inches away, Roger.
Yep, Roger, on the 4 inches away. Yeah, we're doing better. We're probably about 6 inches away, Jim. Mic gain's at 10, but we still, ALC is still pretty high at times, over.
Roger, well just, as long as you don't go in the red there, you stay out of the red, that's the thing, but mid-scale to 2/3 is ideal, Roger?
Is ideal, Roger?
Yeah, QSL, I might have to adjust the mic gain on the microphone. I don't have the proper screwdriver available right handed at me, so that'll have to wait for a different time, over.
I think you're doing fine. You're looking fine there, so I think you're running that ALC exactly where it needs to be. I don't think you need to make any other adjustments on the mic or on your radio. I think mic gain is fine. Now, do you know where your ALC, your equalization page is on that radio?
Equalization pages on that radio?
I'm on +4 treble, or I'm sorry, +5 treble, -1 on the bass. So +5 on the treble, -1 on the bass.
All right, so you're running a 7300, so you're maxed out on your treble boost. Is that a Roger?
Maxed out on your treble boost. Is that a Roger?
That is a Roger, QSO.
Roger, sounds pretty good. Sounds pretty good. Like I say, you know, when you backed off that mic, you have a proximity effect in effect there, and that means that as you get closer to the mic, it gets bassier. As you back off, it gets more treble. So I think when you pulled off there just a little bit, I think that really helps your EQ pattern, Roger.
That really helps your EQ pattern, Roger.
Yeah, okay, Jim, that sounds good. I'm also running transmit bandpasses wide. I'm running wide 100 to 900 on the transmit bandpass. Over.
Roger, 100 to 2900, Roger.
Roger, 100 to 2900, Roger.
Roger that. That's if I didn't say that, that's what I meant. Over.
Yes, sir. That's the only way to run that radio. 100 to 2900, and I would take all three of those options and put them 100 to 2900, so you can't run that radio in any other option but 100 to 2900, Roger.
100 to 2900, Roger.
Yeah, well, I can narrow it down, but this is great for rag chew. Over.
Roger. Well, there's no reason to, even in contesting. See, what happens is when you start restricting your bandpass, the first thing that happens is you lose the top end, and that top end you need for articulation. So I think you always want to run that radio 100 to 2900, even in contesting. Roger, Roger?
Even in contesting, Roger, Roger.
Yeah, okay, very good, Jim. Well, I tend to agree with you, so we'll see how it goes from there. I really appreciate your time. I wonder if I could just get a signal report from you. Over.
Roger. Okay, well, let's do, I don't have local receive of you. I'm going through Rochester, and you're 5 over on the Rochester. Come back and let me look on my local antenna, and let me see what kind of signal you've got on my local antenna.
See what kind of signal you've got on my local antenna.
Yeah, okay, Jim. BK, Never told you there's a little end-fed half wave. It's up around 40 foot with the my antenna's end-fed half wave. Over.
Roger. Okay, I'm copying you another good copy on my local antenna, only a couple of dB above my noise level. See, I have a very restricted RF gain in my receiver, local receiver, to make sure we're not in to compression, because we want to sample your audio just as clean as we can, and we don't want to tamper with the dynamic range by having too hot an RF and then forcing my receiver into compression. So we do have a fairly open front end there, and so consequently we have about a 2 dB level coming in on our local antenna, but I have about a 5 or 6 on the Rochester antenna, and you're doing really well there. I would suggest, if you get a chance, to maybe it's a pet peeve of mine to try to find antennas that are as efficient as possible and that really do well. And I would suggest one to you that if you have a chance to experiment with a second antenna, it would be a resonant half-wave dipole antenna. A resonant half-wave dipole antenna. And the thing is, a resonant antenna is so much more efficient than just a long wire antenna. So if you get a chance, consider putting up a resonant dipole antenna. And also, you know, you can, they are directional into the fact that the signal is broadside to the element. So if you want to go north and south, you rig your wave, your dipole north and south to go east and west, or east and west to go north and south, since the dipole is directional. So you can pinpoint where you want to put your signal, Roger.
Where you want to put your signal, Roger.
Yeah, okay. Well, very good, Jim. Well, I try to do the best I can. The end-fed half wave is fairly resonant on most all bands. So the SWR is, it's below 3 to 1 for sure on just about everywhere.
But and I'm in an apartment, so I don't have much choice. I have a bunch of portable antennas, but I do the best I can. Anyway, Jim, I appreciate the time and effort putting into this, so we'll let you go and try to pick up some more. Well, we don't look KC9VKV NX20. We'll say 73 for now, okay?
Roger, Rick. 73 up there way in New York. Gosh, I'd love to hear you. And if you get a chance, check by YouTube and hear your audio. Go to YouTube and do a call letter search, KC9VKV, followed by today's date, 8/13/21. That will take you to this recording. 73, sir. Have a great afternoon, beautiful weekend. This is the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
You want to check out, give me a shout.
Echo 3, Papa, Charlie,
Papa, Charlie, Papa. This is KC9VKV. Good afternoon, sir.
This is KC9VKV. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, Jim. Rob up here in Tiverton, Ontario. Talking through my remote and did a bit of an update. Through equalizer on my Windows 10 machine here, so to make the audio give me a chance to kind of get things tuned in a little bit. The headset I'm using is doesn't have the best audio to begin with, but we did a little bit of work. Anyway, back to you, John. KC9VKV.
Roger, Rob. Well, when I could copy you, I think your EQ curve is just right on. For a remote operation, I think your EQ curve is right on. Roger.
Operation, I think your EQ curve is right on. Roger.
Okay, very good. Well, I appreciate that, and it does sound differently through my phone, and that's been the challenge, is to try and strike a balance with the different inputs. The headset here on the key at home, and the phone when I'm operating away from home, and the phone when I'm in the mobile connected through the Bluetooth. So three very distinct different sounds, but the pass-through equalizer is directly in line with the audio from the computer to the radio, so it kind of it is involved with all three different variations of microphone input, as well as the audio coming out of the speakers. So it's worked pretty well. So anyway, it's as always a work in process, and we're setting it up for a substation, and hoping to open it up for some other operators as well at some point. Make sure that we get everything as best we can before we do that. 9VKV, V3PCP.
Roger, Rob. Well, I think you've got it going there, buddy. I think your curve on that remote is just fine. You have a good degree of intelligibility, and that's the name of the game. Particularly, when you start talking about cell phones and all that stuff, my Lord, I wish somebody would have set the goal a little bit higher for cell phone frequency response. I really think that they could have set the goal a little bit higher for frequency response on cell phones. Roger?
A little bit higher for frequency response on cell phones. Roger?
Yeah, Roger. I'm actually talking through my cell phone to the remote now rather than the headset, so just curious if you notice any difference in the audio. KC9VKV, V3PCP.
Roger, Rob, I'm not sure exactly what the question was. Did you change something about your audio?
Not exactly what the question was. Did you change something about your audio?
Yeah, I'm talking through my cell phone now rather than the headset, so I'm curious if you noticed any difference in the audio.
Sounds really close. You've got a good degree of upper mids in both, so you have good intelligibility in both of those inputs, Roger.
So you have good intelligibility in both of those inputs, Roger.
Okay, very good. Yeah, I'm good. I'm still on the cell phone here now. I was going to try and switch back to the computer, but it doesn't like when I log in with two different interfaces with the same account, so I'm back. Anyway, I wanted to hold it up there, Jim. I appreciate your help there and your input as always. We'll look forward to listening to the recording when you get it up on YouTube. So hopefully conditions improve as we get closer to the cold weather months and so forth. Anyway, 7-3, Jim, good afternoon, and we'll talk to you again soon. KC9VKV, Tree T2T.
Roger, Rob, copying you on the Milford SDR, your 5 over noise level on the Milford SDR, and the intelligibility is very good. So, you can hear your audio by going to, obviously, YouTube. Do a call it a search, KC9VKV, followed by today's date, 8/13/21. Will take you to this recording. And, gosh, I think, for intelligibility, I think, I didn't hear a lot of difference between your local mic and the cell phone. So I think you got that cell phone EQ just perfect. So we'll say 73 up that way, Rob. You have a great afternoon, beautiful weekend, and if you get a chance to join us next Friday. This is KC9VKV, the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
QSO-VLOG net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
November 4, Oscar Golf.
Station ending in Gulf, come back slowly phonetically with your call sign, please.
Station ending in Golf, come back slowly phonetically with your call sign, please.
November 4, Oscar Golf.
I copy November 4, Papa Oscar Golf. Is that a Roger?
I copy November 4, Papa Oscar Golf. Is that a Roger?
Roger, Papa Oscar Golf. What's the name there, please?
Roger, Papa Oscar Golf. What's the name there, please?
The name is Warner.
Why don't you give it to me phonetically, please?
Name is Warner. Whiskey, Alpha, Romeo, November, Romeo.
Warner, Roger. And what's your location, Warner?
Roger. And what's your location, Warner?
Jamestown, North Carolina.
Roger, North Carolina. And what radio are you running there?
Roger, North Carolina. And what radio are you running there?
I'm running an ICOM 7610.
You have a very nice radio there, Warner. Very nice radio. If you'd be interested in a setup procedure, or if you could give me about 10 or 15 seconds and tell me about your antenna system, Roger, and let me listen to you.
15 seconds and tell me about your antenna system, Roger, and let me listen to you.
My antenna system is an expand wrap vertical, courtesy of DX Engineering, using LMR 400 feed line, going through lightning arrestor with a standard
Roger that. Went around the horn on my SDRs. You're hottest on Milford. And, well, gosh, do you have on your front, you have a button called Quick? Is that a Roger?
You have a button called Quick. Is that a Roger? Roger, I do.
Okay, hit Quick, and that'll take you to Drive.
Okay, hit Quick, and that'll take you to Drive. Roger.
And on Drive, what is your setting?
And on Drive, what is your setting? 35%. 35%.
All right. Well, gosh, we want to run that at about 60. I'm not sure why your drive would be that low, but go ahead and take that drive to 60, Roger.
Go ahead and take that drive to 60, Roger. Roger. Drive gain is 6 now.
Alrighty, now I want you to tell me in 10 or 15 seconds about what you like best about your radio.
In 10 or 15 seconds about what you like best about your radio. Well, I got this radio right before I retired with the idea that I would be able to grow into it for several years. And I really enjoyed doing that, learning about more features, the more time I spend in, the more activities that I'm involved with radio for.
Roger that, roger that. Okay, now do you know where your EQ page is?
Roger that, roger that. Okay, now do you know where your EQ page is? Yes, just a moment.
I didn't copy that last. Repeat.
I didn't copy that last. Repeat. Yeah, I'm just moving to it. So what I think is the page you want, I've got TX bass at 0, mid-range basically, and TX treble is also at 0, which is mid-range.
All right, I want you to advance your treble EQ by 4 clicks. I want you to advance your treble EQ 4 clicks. Boost 4 clicks from where you are. 4 clicks plus from where you are on treble EQ.
From where you are. 4 clicks plus from where you are on treble EQ. Roger. Have boosted treble EQ plus 4.
All right, now I want you to go back to your ALC and double check your ALC reading as you speak fairly quickly, 100, 200, 300. With mic gain in hand, I want you to adjust your ALC for mid-scale to 2/3 reflection.
I want you to adjust your ALC for mid-scale to 2/3 reflection. 100, 200, 300. 100, 200, 300. 100, 200, 300. 100, 200, 300.
That look pretty good there, mid-scale to 2/3?
That look pretty good there, mid-scale to 2/3?
How about it, Warner? You got a copy?
How about it, Warner? You got a copy? Yes, I'm running 2/3 or maybe a little bit more on ALC.
Roger, roger. Well, you don't want to run too much more than 2/3. The ideal sweet spot is midway between mid-scale to 2/3. So you just want to run between mid-scale to 2/3. Roger?
You just want to run between mid-scale to 2/3. Roger? Roger. I turned my gain down to about 10% to 2/3.
Yes, sir. Don't worry about what it says, what the mic gain says it is. The ALC reading is the important thing, Roger?
The mic gain says it is. The ALC reading is the important thing, Roger? Roger, got it.
All right, I think you should be ready to go there. Well, give me, something in 10 seconds or so about the best thing you like about your radio.
In 10 seconds or so about the best thing you like about your radio. Well, as I said, this radio is a great radio to grow into, and somebody is apparently at my door, so I'm going to have to go see what's going on at the front door, and the dog is having a fit.
Roger, Warner. I think we're done. 73, sir. And if you get a chance, join us next Friday. 73. This is KC9VKV, the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
VLOG net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Whiskey 5, Golf Oscar.
Golf Oscar, come back slowly phonetically with your call sign.
Golf Oscar, come back slowly phonetically with your call sign.
Yes, the full call is Whiskey 5, Golf Oscar, Whiskey 5, George.
Roger, GGO, and what's the name there, sir?
Roger, GGO, and what's the name there, sir?
Yeah, Jim, the name is Sid, Sierra, India, Delta, Sid, located near Dallas, Texas,
Okay, and what was the name there again, please?
And what was the name there again, please?
Yeah, the name here is
Sid, is that correct?
Sid, is that correct?
That's correct. Over.
All right, Sid. Let me see if I can get a better copy on you. Why don't you give me about 10 seconds and tell me about your antenna system so I can look around for a better path for us, Roger?
About your antenna system so I can look around for a better path for us, Roger.
The name is Sid, SID. The antenna is an in-fed wire antenna. Live here in the city, 130 feet, and running the ICOM 746 Pro with it. LED amplifier as a 1.4 rated mic with a W2HY8 bender and a EQ Plus for audio. They're over.
Roger said, now, I managed to copy you somewhat on my local antenna, which I have very good frequency response on the receiver there, down to 100 cycles. And you seem to be very, very heavy on the bottom end. I would suggest maybe rolling off a little bit of that bottom end for intelligibility, because it's it's maybe just a tad too hot on the bottom side. Roger?
Okay, well, I can do adjustments here. I'll go a little bit on the EQ Plus on the W2HY East Plus. I'm rolling it up to 12 o'clock. There's the 12 o'clock on the base. Does that bring a little more treble into there, or was it about decreasing the base?
Yes, that helped out a great deal. What did you do?
What I done was decrease the bass on the EQ Plus. Decrease the bass on the EQ Plus. Over.
Yeah, Roger. Yeah, I think that helps out a great deal there, because, like I say, that I'm looking at your audio on a spectrum analyzer, and you were way pretty hot down at the 100 cycles or so. So this kind of mellowed that out. The thing is, we can have a nice bottom end, but if we have too much of a bottom end, if we get any kind of HF phase cancellation, it disturbs the balance there, and one becomes very bassy if we have any phase cancellation going on. And phase cancellation always starts at the higher frequencies in the audio chain and works its way down. So the first thing to go is all the treble EQ. You just lose it. It's just like somebody takes a tone control and just rolls that top end off when you have phase cancellation. Phase cancellation is caused by different reflections in time and space. The whole thing about HF radio is that it moves by skywave, and skywave means it reflects at one point and back down. So what happens when you have cancellation? You're getting 2 points of reflection, one slightly later than the other, and to the point, I'm not talking about a second, I'm just talking about a phase angle difference. And when it comes out 180 degrees out of phase back down, it just cancels. And then, like I say, it works its way down from the top to the bottom. So the first thing to lose is your top end, your syllabic range articulation. Roger?
Yeah, okay, yeah. Well, I hope that eliminated some of the bottom end there. Well, let me ask this. Did you say a little bit off the frequency? I thought that's what you said there, over.
No, you mean RF-wise, transmit-wise? No, you're dead on frequency-wise. It's just your audio curve. It's just still a little heavy. Or maybe we could get a little bit more top end for balance. That's the whole thing about is balance, top to bottom to mid-range. So maybe we want to crank in a little more top end to get a little more articulation with all that nice bottom end, Roger.
Okay, so you think I need a little more high end, a little more treble in it?
Yes, sir. I would say right at 3 KC. I would boost. What is your current EQ in the 3K range?
Okay, I'm going to go to the radio instead of the EQ Plus. I'm going to go inside the radio here and hold on. I went the wrong I'm going to stream treble inside the radio instead of using the EQ Plus.
Roger, Roger. So you're max out on your top end EQ, is that Roger?
Yeah, on the top end on the treble inside the 746 Pro, that's correct.
All righty. Well, gosh, then the only thing would be to reduce the bottom end a little bit for balance, you know. I just usually I like to lean a little bit more towards the top end than the bottom end, simply because of the phase cancellation possibilities, but also the intelligibility aspects. Roger?
Yeah, I understand. So, what, I'm at +4 on the transmit base on the inside the 746 Pro. I'm going to go to 0 on the inside the radio.
Roger, I'm kind of losing you on my local antenna. I'm now copying you on the Atlanta, Georgia SDR, which doesn't have the bottom end, so I can't be as specific about your baseline as I could be about on my local antenna. Roger?
On my local antenna, Roger.
Yeah, okay. But anyway, we give it the college try. I don't know where you still hear me, but anyway, I do appreciate you being there doing what you're doing. I'm trying to help out with audio, but if you can't hear me, it's kind of useless to try to keep going there.
Yeah, I have nights like that myself. But anyway, Sid, I think we're close. I think you're better where you are than where you were, because I think you might have been a little too heavy on the bottom end before that I could copy you on my local antenna. Like I say, now that I'm listening to you because of like a local signal, I'm listening to you on the Atlanta, Georgia SDR, you sound a lot better, you know, mainly because that Georgia SDR rolls off around 250 cycles. But you sound great, and if you want to hear your audio, if you go to YouTube and do a call letter search for Kilo Charlie 9, Victor Kilo Victor, along with today's date, 8/13/21, that will take you to this recording, and give us a couple of days to get it uploaded. Roger?
A couple of days to get it uploaded, Roger.
Okay, yeah, I appreciate give this college try. And but anyway, again, your way. Here the next couple of days. Anyway, 73, top left, W5, GGO, will be clear.
Roger, Roger, GGO. And if you make it to look at your audio, you'll notice that we have a spectrum analyzer in the frame, and also we have a thing called an input source indicator, which is over on the lower right-hand side, which reflects when I'm moving around from one SDR to the other, my local antenna, my local radio. And you can see exactly where I am on those input source indicator lights on the lower right-hand side. Roger?
Lights on the lower right-hand side, Roger.
Roger, Jim. Appreciate it. Take care.
Roger, Roger said 73, sir. Have a great afternoon, beautiful weekend, and join us next Friday if you get a chance. This is KC9VKV. We're fastly approaching turning into a pumpkin at 5 o'clock, but if you have a radio now that you want to check out, give me a shout.
Now that you want to check out, give me a shout.
I copied somebody, Kilo Oscar 4. Try one more time, slowly, phonetically, please.
Kilo Oscar 4, Echo Yankee Echo.
Is that Echo Yankee Echo?
That's affirmative. That is an Echo Yankee Echo. Over.
Roger, Roger. And what's the name there?
The name is Steve, and I am in Central Virginia. Over.
Roger, Roger, Steve. And what radio are you running, sir?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that. Could you say again, please?
Yes, sir, Steve. What radio are you running, sir?
I'm running a Yazoo ST840, sort of an old radio, but I certainly like it a lot. and I don't know, it's just I certainly like it a lot. And HF radio, over.
All right, Steve. Well, you're tearing Georgia up. I'm copying you on the Georgia SDR. You're really sounding good down that way. And so I'll just use that one. So why don't you give me about 10 seconds on your antenna system there, Roger?
10 seconds on your antenna system there, Roger.
All right, the antenna system is an off-center multi-band dipole that's about 45 feet up in the air off the side of a big poplar tree. That's what I've got it connected to. And it's running in a direction to where I'm talking south and north off of it. So I've got it pointed east and west. Over, back to you, sir.
Roger, Steve. That is correct. That's the way that runs. Well, gosh, I've looked at your audio, and you could use a little fattening if you'd be interested. Our setup procedure starts with the compressor engaged at a token amount at a 3 out of 10 or 30 out of 100. 30 out of 100 or 3 out of 10, beginning our setup procedure on the compressor. Roger?
The procedure on the compressor, Roger.
Well, I'm a fairly new ham, so I'm not sure I know how to do that, how to set this radio up to get the audio perfectly set. Over.
Yes, sir. Okay, maybe take some notes. That might be the best way to do it, and you can crank them in at your leisure. And our setup procedure starts with engaging the compressor at a 3. So in your notes, turn compressor on and add a 3 out of 10 or 30 out of 100. 3 out of 10 or 30 out of 100 as do you get your compressor on. Roger?
Do you get your compressor on, Roger?
Roger, I've got that compressor on. Now, I don't have anything called a compressor. Over.
Okay, processor. Compressor processor. It just depends on the manufacturer as to what they call it. But whatever it is, they'll call it one compressor or they'll call it a processor. Roger?
Call it a processor. Roger?
Okay, I've got it. PROC button on the Yazoo. Got it.
Okay, and so you get your compressor on and get that input level on the compressor to a 3 out of 10 or 30 out of 100. Roger?
Or 30 out of 100. Roger?
Roger. Well, I look like I'm doing right at 10 now. Over.
Yeah, well, pull it down to a 3. If you've got control over it and you know where it is, pull it down to a 3. Roger?
Pull it down to a 3. Roger?
Okay, let me see. I'm pulling it down to about a 3 right there. Over.
Yes, sir. Okay, now we've got your compressor adjusted correctly. We move to the ALC. Do you know where your ALC is and how to get to it on that radio?
I've got the ALC on right now. Over.
All right, so if you know where your mic gain is, as you speak fairly rapidly, 100, 200, 300, adjust your ALC to where it runs mid-scale to 2/3 by way of mic gain manipulation. Roger, turn your mic gain up or down until your ALC meter is running mid-scale to 2/3.
Yes, 100, 100, 100, 100, 100. I am just about at 3/4 of the way up there. Over.
Yes, sir. That looks good. Now, you've got the major part of that setup done. What we want to do now is move to your equalization page. Do you know how to get to there?
No, sir. I don't see an equalization on this radio, and this radio is not layered with pages. It's just got buttons. So I can't bring up layered pages.
Okay, get note to self. Add 3 clicks, treble EQ over where you are. 3 clicks additional treble EQ from where you are on your EQ. Roger, just a note to self when you can do that.
Okay, I've got that down as a note, and when I can do that, I will do it.
Yes, sir. And the other thing you might make note to self to check to be sure you're in the bandpass 100 to 2900. 100 to 2900 bandpass is where you want to be on your adjustment, Roger.
To be on your adjustment, Roger.
All right, I've made a note of that. 100 to 2900 on the bandpass.
Roger, Steve. Well, gosh, I think we're done, partner. You've got some homework to do there on your owner's manual or your operator's manual, but by and large, we're done. So I appreciate it, sir. You have a great afternoon, a beautiful weekend, Roger.
Afternoon, a beautiful weekend, Roger.
Well, thank you, sir. Thank you so much, and I'll have to do that. I'll take the owner's manual here. I'll produce it and see if I can figure out how to do some of the additional settings that I wrote down. So thank you so much. KO4EYE, Steve from Virginia. I'll be clear.
Roger, Steve. And what mic are you running there, just out of curiosity?
Roger, Steve. And what mic are you running there, just out of curiosity?
I'm running the trunk mic that came on the Yaesu radio. The only adjustment this mic has on is a switch in the back to change the tone of the voice, to put more treble in or take it out.
Roger, so that's a hand mic. Is that a Roger?
Roger, so that's a hand mic. Is that a Roger?
That's a Roger. It's just a hand mic.
All right, Steve, I want to give you a suggestion about how to run that hand mic. Pull it to the side of your mouth, to the corner of your lips, and talk across it. Do not talk directly into it. Pull it to the side of your mouth, to the corner of your lips, and talk across it, Roger.
To the side of your mouth, to the corner of your lips, and talk across it, Roger.
Okay, I'm doing that now. Does that make any difference whatsoever? Over.
Yes, sir. You're a lot cleaner as far as plosives and stuff that you don't want to be transmitting. That's the thing. If you work that mic directly in, you get all kinds of mouth noises. So working it to the side of your mouth, to the corner of your lips, and just working across it that way, it's a lot cleaner. Roger?
Your lips and just working across it that way, it's a lot cleaner. Roger?
Roger. I'll do that from now on. I've never been told that before. That's a big help. You know, it's hard to know what you sound like on the radio. You just don't have the ability to hear yourself over.
Oh, that's a Roger. So if you want to hear your audio, if you go to YouTube and do that call letter search for Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor, along with today's date, 8/13/21, that will take you to this recording and give us a couple of days to get it uploaded. Roger?
This recording and give us a couple days to get it uploaded. Roger?
Roger, could you give me the call sign again? Kilo Charlie 9 Victor. Yeah, I'm not sure about the rest.
Roger, sir. Call sign is Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor. Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor. Roger?
9 Victor Kilo Victor. Roger?
Thank you. I've got that. I'll do that in a couple of days so I can hear the audio. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir, Steve. Now, a lot of times we'll get it there sooner than a couple of days, but, we just say outside a couple of days. But like I say, a lot of times we do it sometimes Saturday morning. So, 73, Steve, you have a great afternoon, beautiful weekend. Thanks for dropping by. This is Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor, the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net. We come to the conclusion of same. And if you did participate, want to hear your audio, if you go to YouTube and do that call letter search for Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor, along with today's date, 8/13/21, it will take you to this recording. If you just do a call letter search for KC9VKV, that will take you to our QSO-VLOG page, where we're now running about 1,800 recorded QSO-VLOGs that you could peruse through and say, hey, I like that audio, I don't like that, I like mine better, or I like his. It's all a matter of options. So we got to get out of here. We'll say 73, and have a great afternoon, beautiful weekend. This is KC9VKV, returning the frequency to normal amateur radio use. This is KC9VKV, clear.